It's Memorial Day weekend, and the Barnstable Senior Center held this annual intergenerational breakfast, bringing together war veterans and Barnstable High School juniors to share stories and experiences.
My name's John Alden. I was in the U.S. Army from 1961 to 64. It's just nice to meet with the students because I have grandchildren that are a little bit older than they are. And then I have grandchildren that are younger than they are, and great-grandchildren. And I just like interacting with the kids and letting them know that in those days we had a military draft.
It's kind of nice to, come in and hang out with veterans because we're in the middle of this topic right now, and it's really cool to hear people's stories and really enrich the fact that what we've learned in class through books and through videos, and actually get to talk to people and face to face and be more of like a more in-depth, more like an actual learning experience that would actually stick with me instead of just like reading something or watching a video.
It's interesting, see like the difference and kind of compare it to what it is today, because they were all our age when they were out there. So I think it's interesting.
I just think it's good for them to hear what people were in the military, what they went through.
I served in the South Pacific, as I was telling the boys here. I was aboard the USS Wharton in a convoy and landed in the Philippines. I was there about 11 months. And while I was home on Liberty, they dropped the two bombs, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You'd think that after being bombed a couple of times, they'd say, well, it's about time we quit.
It's really good to kind of talk to a World War II veteran, in the flesh. You kind of get a better understanding of what happened, why that war was so significant, and all the places that were, stationed in. It's just an amazing thing to learn about. It's something that we learn about in history all the time. You hear a lot of media, but just hearing real stories is so much more authentic and different.
In history class, we learn about, say, different world wars and stuff like that, but as I agree with my friend Nick, it's really empowering just to get to talk face to face with the veteran and just hear the stories pass through the years of the different generations. So it was really fun to listen to.
It's just good to get a new perspective on what goes on in the war that you wouldn't normally see in a textbook or anything that you wouldn't learn in school.
I was with a very secret organization. Nobody knew about it because we were doing something highly classified. We could do nighttime bombing of Korea, and they couldn't see us.
Really?
It was using radar. It was very novel at the time, and it was based on some mathematical concepts plus radar.
All the different stories, they're telling me a bunch of all the anecdotes. She was saying over here that she lived in a station area, so she saw all the firsthand encounters with all of the men and women working hard to support the troops and stuff, all the different ways, collecting cans and stuff. It's very interesting, yeah.
They should make a plan in their life and do something. It doesn't have to be military. It can be almost anything, But as long as you plan your life and all I can say is obey the 10 Commandments and you got it made.